Hey, guess what? I'm back. So, I am waiting for where that car is over there. That you can see right there. That van, or whatever. I don't know what kind of van it is. A Kia or a Dodge Caravan. I think that's what it is, a Dodge Caravan. But, I don't know what they got going on there, but... Oh, they got a lift, a wheelchair lift. Okay, cool. Well, I don't know if that's getting filmed. I don't know if you guys can see that, if it's going to show up on film or not, but that is awesome, man. Sweet. So that's a paraplegic driving their own van. How awesome is that, man? And don't knock me for raving about that. My sister was a paraplegic, and I love the fact that I'm seeing somebody independent and that gets in their driver's seat and then has it down to a routine where they can put their chair in on their lift and pull it right up in there. That is awesome, man. I got stories I can tell you about my sister too when she lost her ability to walk. That was a whole nother traumatic time in my life. And anyway, we'll wait for her to get situated. I'm moving too quick here. But yeah, that is awesome, man. Priority Express. That is super, super cool. Write down some channel stories to talk about. That's what I'll have to do. Right now I've been just winging it, you know. Just my main focus is making myself be on camera at the moment, because that was a challenge for me, you know. So I'm going to shut that off. So I'm not burning fuel. I don't want to be a fuel burner. So, oh. Oh. But anyway, oh, there's that word. Gosh, I gotta get that out of my vocabulary. It automatically comes in there when I'm trying to think about what I'm gonna say next, and I want to cut that out so I can just flow. So I can flow. Anyway. Oh, dang it, I did it again right away. So. Trying not to say it. I should write down, I'll have to think about it later, I'll have to write down story titles for this channel so I can get a little bit more organized. Because if I think about, break it down to different points in my life and different stories to tell, I think it'll be a little more structured instead of me bouncing all over the place, you know. And it'll make more sense, and yeah, I guess maybe a little more structured way to go through different points in my life. But like I said, I didn't use the A word there. As I was saying, the most important thing is that I kind of was forced into doing this channel because I felt like God really wanted me to do it, because he wanted me to share my faith and talk about him, the kingdom of heaven, scripture, whatever it is, something. It's all got to deal with God. But I almost did that word again. I didn't want to be on camera, but I knew for what I feel God wants me to do, the best way to do that, to share this message or to share who I am, is to do it with this channel. Because by doing this channel, it may be really small right now because it just started, but it has the possibility to it's got access now that it's on the internet. Anybody in the planet, anywhere in the planet, people can possibly access it, So, what a better way to do a message rather than me just, like when I was at the Foundry, I started talking about them a lot there because that's when it started, that God told me he wanted me to start really talking about them. But then I was limited to just the people at the Foundry. I wasn't reaching nobody else, So that's when I could feel God telling me I've helped all the people I could help there. It's time for me he wanted me to come to Forest Lake, this area. I don't know why, but it's what I feel, Now, if it was just my sentimentalness of, missing my mom and stuff and all everything that's happened in the last few years here, well, then I'd be 14 miles or so from here, or no, more than 14 miles, I think. But I'd be in Lindstrom area or something like that. So there's a reason I'm supposed to be here. I don't know exactly what it is. Well, part of it I think I've already been fulfilling, because I've met so many people in that lot at Walmart, and I know that I've changed their lives. And those people, I've talked to them about it, and they agree. They feel the same way that we were supposed to meet, and they felt that God brought us together, and all the different things we talked about, and talking about God and life and just all kinds of things. So I'm supposed to stay in this area, and I feel like for a few years to set up shop here, to get a home base, and I like that. I like that feeling. I'm all for it because I like this area, and it's not super far from where all my memories are of taking care of mom and dad and their ending your last 20 years or whatever. So I'm not too far from that, so anytime I want to reminisce, I can just fly up the road to the towns we just came through on the way back here. So that's right now, that's my plan, unless I feel like God tells me something different. And my plan is to stay in this area. I'd love to get that little house I like so much. I almost feel like God's helping keep it for me or something, because it's been vacant a long time, and then some realtor outfit bought it, and then they put it up as a rental, and then I got all bummed out, like, oh man. And then I started thinking, well, maybe it's supposed to be so that way I could rent it, but it was so expensive to rent, and I'm old school. I'm used to being able to rent a lot cheaper. Guess I ain't handling the economy too well. Making me mad. So I'm kind of bummed out, like, oh, it was a rental. Then all of a sudden they had it for sale. But like I said, the acreage is less now, so they're bouncing back and forth, trying all kinds of stuff. Thing is when I first looked at it and talked to a realtor about it, that's when I was still working at the Foundry, and then I was interested in trying to buy it, because I was making good money at the Foundry, and I figured, well, even though it's a long drive to the Foundry, because I live in my camper, I could still work at the Foundry, and then on the weekends, if we weren't working Fridays, because we work Fridays a lot, so then I'd only have Saturday, Sunday off, but Fridays were overtime, so if I wasn't working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, well, then I could come do the hour drive or whatever back home, and on the weekend I could hang out at the house and work on it and stuff, because it needs a lot of work. They want way too much money for all the work that place needs. And I think that's probably because whoever bought it originally kept refinancing, remortgaging, and just got too big for what it needed, to get their money back, and then they lost it, and then the bank, had all this money loaned out. They wanted to get their money back on it, probably, and that's why it's been sitting vacant so long. But I don't know, maybe, I don't know what it is, but I sure hope I get it. I just feel very at peace there. Out of all the places I've looked at and dreamed about, because I'm a dreamer, something about that place. Well, it's been vacant. I went and sat on the porch and looked at the land. I walked around that land and stuff, and I sat there on the porch one time and just tried to feel it, feel the property, and it just feels so right. It does. Not only that, it's set up really, really nice too. I mean, the way the garage is with the little office in the garage, and it's the big stalls for the garage, so I could drive the camper right in there. It's got 2 stalls like that, so I pull the camper in, I'd be able to work on the camper, reseal it when I needed to, or whatever, or if I got a different camper down the road, which I don't know if I'll do that, because I do have sentimental attachment with this camper, because me and Mom got it together down in Winona, Minnesota. So if I could get successfully flowing with finances, I would love to have that house. If I got the house, I could set up a whole studio in that garage office, and I could turn that whole property into a pretty decent business. I know I could. It just set up and laid out perfect for me being able to run a couple different small businesses out of it. And with the house being a small little 400 square foot house, the bills would be cheaper for heating in the winter, because you're only heating 400 square foot house. And then in the summer it'd be cheaper to cool if it's really hot, but there's trees all around it, so it's pretty well shaded. It'd be cheaper to cool in the summer because you're only cooling a 400 square foot house. So I think the math all adds up really good. So if I could somehow, if all this will come together some dream way, Lord. Thing is God can make it happen, and I sure hope He does, because it would be ideal. I can't think of any out of all the properties I looked at and everything. It's just set up for everything I'm thinking of, and with this channel and my other channel and ideas I have, that place is just like so perfect. So I don't want to try not to get my hopes up on it too much, because right now I don't even know how I'm gonna make it to tomorrow. How you like that? I don't even know how I'm gonna make it to tomorrow, and here I am dreaming about a house. But that's what it takes. It takes being a dreamer sometimes to give you that something to go after, or whatever. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. It helps the channel grow. Every time you click that thumbs up button, it helps suggest it to more people. So I'd appreciate that. God bless you. We'll see you on the next one.